Alright, I'm here to continue with my blog series of my declaration of principle. I will now continue with the second point. I commit myself to living by the principle of what is best for all, guiding me in thought, word, and deed to always, in all ways, direct problems to the best possible outcome for all. Now, what is best for all? Often when I discuss this topic with people, what I face is pessimism or cynicism. This cannot be done. There is no such thing as best for all. Like, there is a very stubborn belief that that there cannot be a solution, a way of organizing things in this world that would be best for everyone, that somebody always has to suffer. Like, this is what I often face when I discuss with people. And I do not agree with this view, with this perspective. Because when I look at the world, what I see is like different elements, different building blocks. Like, for example, the human race, the people. You have the nature, the animals, the plants. You have the universe, the space. And all of these elements function according to their own set of rules, their own rule set. Like the people functioning according to their own rule set, they have their own requirements and needs, and the animals having their own requirements and needs for living a fulfilling, satisfying life that does not include suffering, as well as the plants, the whole the biosphere of this earth, and all the particles of the universe, everything functioning according to their own set of rules. And to me, looking for the solution for what is best for everyone is simply researching how these blocks, these elements, how they function, how their emotions work in this reality, and how they could be organized so that they would be moving in harmony with each other. And because the motions of these elements are so diverse, there is an immense amount of options to the paths we can take. Like the ways we can go around this universe, the steps we can take, the options are limitless, simply because because the motions of the elements affect each other, and it's mind-blowingly diverse. And to me, the research we have done as the human race to figure out how these motions work has simply been, we've only just scratched the surface. Like, we haven't even, we've barely begun on researching how things could be organized so that everything and everyone on this planet, for example, would function according to what is best. Because I'm now focusing on the context of this planet, because I'm looking at the role of the human species, the human race on this planet, and to me, I see the human species as the shepherds of the earth. not the kings, not the rulers, but the shepherds, simply because we have the option of choice, which is something that the animal kingdom, for example, simply doesn't have encoded into their system, which is why, to me, our place here is to look after life and to take care of life. And this is why I see that as it's a human race, it would be worthy of our potential to focus on figuring out solutions on this planet, so that everything that there is on this planet could function in the best possible way. And so when I hear these comments about, well, this cannot be done, somebody always has to suffer, what I see in those comments is giving up when something feels overwhelming, because I can see how this reality can seem just, mind-blowing, because there's so much of everything, and because every being is unique in its own way, and they all function in unique ways, according to rule sets again, but in their own unique ways. But I still, even though I understand where this reaction comes from, not wanting to tackle a task that seems too much, but I still don't find that reaction valid. Because I know that we can do better. So now to look at this commitment to live by this principle of what is best for all, the search of solutions and not compromises, to guide me in thought, word, and deed. Because thought, word, and deed are all three dimensions of action, of they're just different layers and different magnitudes of action. Because simply by being here, even if I wouldn't do a thing, I wouldn't think a word, say a word, I wouldn't do a thing, even simply by being here, in this reality, I affect it in ways, like it all spreads out as ripples through the universe in different ways. And it is easy to understand why I shouldn't do bad things, like commit bad actions, like destructive behavior. But to me, it's just as important to guide my own speech, what I say, what words I use, how I use them, how I discuss with people, how I communicate, and also my thoughts, like how I perceive things, what I think of other people, what are my motivations, my fears, my desires, why I do the things I do, why I say the things I do. Because it's all internal, it's all hidden within me. And it is my personal world, the conceptual world, that I am alone responsible for as my own soul guardian, so to speak. Like there's nobody to look after me as I'm an adult being. So I find it important to have this principle behind all three aspects: thought, word, and deed. Because simply by thinking something or saying something, I already express it, I already release it out into the world, simply by being that thought or being that word, being an emotion, being a motivation, being, a desire, all of that already affects the reality. And that's it in a nutshell. like this point of the Declaration of Principle. All right, I'll continue next time.